Using electronic tools for formative assessment and instructor evaluation offers a lot of advantages in a time when we are teaching in an online or hybrid format already. My name is Fritjof Petscheleit, and I'm privileged to live, work and play on the unceded traditional territory of the Syilx Okanagan Nation. I teach in the Women in Trades department of Okanagan College. When I read through the formative assessment section of the textbook, I found a lot of interesting approaches. Some of them would be suitable for our trades classes, some are more appropriate for academic courses. The assessment strategy I would like to focus on is number 43, Teacher-Designed Feedback Forms, specifically electronically submitted anonymous feedback forms. Formative feedback is an important tool to inform both the students and the instructor of the effectiveness of the instruction. Especially in an online teaching environment, it is difficult to judge how your instruction is received. Getting timely feedback can tell the instructor how they are perceived by the students and can use the information to make changes. We already have self-marking quizzes and text built into our Moodle classroom. The problem with using these for feedback would be that they're linked to the students' accounts and therefore are not anonymous. The same goes for a solution that collects responses by email. Where honest, personal feedback is desired, we need a method that can't be traced back to an individual student. In this video, I want to introduce how to use Google Forms to collect this feedback. This strategy works best in an online or hybrid teaching context, but it could also work in a classroom or workshop setting because we can assume that every student has access to the internet. To design a useful feedback form, we need to focus on questions that address alterable variables. We aim to improve our teaching and get information that helps us become more effective. If we examine every question with this goal in mind, we will also be able to limit the number of questions to a manageable amount.
So here's my form, and this is the view from the composer where you make your form. And you can upload a picture, you can set the colors, or if you don't set the colors, it just the system automatically makes the color scheme according to that cover image. And then you have different tiles for questions. So in the first one, I just started with the overall impression, and if you click on it, you can see the different options. So I chose for this one, I chose a linear scale from 1 to 5, but I can do any other things. I can do a multiple choice grid or tick box grid. I can do a date. In this case, that didn't make sense. I can do a multiple choice question, or I can ask for a short answer or a paragraph. So those ones are all options, and it looks really good. So I have overall impression 1 to 5 from bad to amazing. And then the next question is, do I speak clearly? And there I chose the drop down. So you will see the drop downs. We'll get to the other side in a minute. I basically gave a few options, and I added I let the students add another option so they can choose something else. How is the speed of instruction? Again, that is a linear scale from 1 to 5, from snail pace to race car pace. And then there's also yes or no answers, multiple choice. And then I have do you have any suggestion what could be improved? And I have a long answer text, and that basically gives all the options that we need in this case. I can make any of the questions required. In this case, as I said in the video before, I did not want to collect any emails, but you can also change in the settings that it does collect an email. But in this case, we didn't want that. We can make it a quiz. We can manage the responses. We can send responders a copy of their response. In this case, I don't want to collect any emails, so I will not be able to do that. and so on. You can even require, or you can even give people the chance to respond more often. In this case, we only want them to respond once and not over and over again. And then how the form on responses are presented, we can either show a progress bar. In this case, it's not very long, so that's not necessary, or we can even shuffle the question order. So this is really great, and there are a lot of options. It's really easy to understand. Cell is very self-explanatory.
How do we provide feedback to our students and show that their responses helped? This is where Google Forms really shines. The tool tallies responses in graphs and a spreadsheet that we can easily share with those that responded to the questionnaire, either automatically after they provided feedback or in class later.